There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
We are live Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And why are our hold on a minute, redo this. We are live at 7 p.m. I am Sean Stanley. He is the great Frankie Fresco. It's the Squared Circle Digest. Mr. Fresco, how are we this fine evening?
We're doing okay. There was some up and down things going on, but whatever. It is what it is. We'll get through it.
Man, but that's what the Squared Circle Digest is here. Get your mind off it for 45 minutes.
Well, okay, so it's not that big of a deal, but yesterday I went to go play soccer, and I was watching YouTube on my phone. So I usually either watch YouTube or listen to the radio. And once I turn off the YouTube, I go turn on the radio in my car, and the radio of my car is not working. So the last 2 days, I've been driving without the radio in my car because I'm waiting for some fuses to come in. So hopefully tomorrow I'm able to go ahead and change the fuse, and then hopefully the radio works because I hate driving without having any radio to listen to. So that's the bummer side. But besides that, we're good, man. I'm happy, man. Blessed to be here with you, sir. Always a pleasure, and ready to talk some wrestling, man.
Yeah, I got 3 topics I want to discuss. And again, you're in the chat. You're watching us on X. Don't forget, hit that follow button, subscribe button on Stanley Media House or Frankie Fresco YouTube channel. Then switch over to the other one. Do the same thing. Click the notification buttons. And then also you can follow me at all social medias at Sean_Stanley11. And the great Frankie Fresco is at Fresco Music. All right. We're diving right into it, man. Not even holding back. So we've got 3 new champions basically since April?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got Swerve in AEW. You've got Cody on SmackDown, and you've got Damian Priest on Raw.
Oh, and Becky Lynch too.
But no, I'm looking at the heavyweight champions here in this instance,
Gotcha.
And Bayley too. I mean, if you want to throw it all in there, I mean, we can just keep going. Tony Storm's the only one that's still a champion as of.
Even Trick Williams became a champion too.
Yeah. So out of the heavyweight champions, and again, this is being posed also to the chat. X comment. We can get your comments if you're listening to us on X. Out of the 3, who has been portrayed as the better champion in your opinion?
A better champion? I would have to say Cody.
When you look at it, whose reign do you look at and go, they're kind of maximizing that, or they're getting what they should out of it, I guess is my question.
I would say Cody. I would say Cody because they got AJ Styles, but I think they did the right move. As far as putting him up against Logan Paul. Now, if you're talking about like consistent work, then you got to go with Swerve because Swerve keeps fighting everybody. So if
Yeah,
you're,
but I guess what I'm asking is who's put the most value on their champion?
I have to go with Cody. I think Cody. What about you?
You know, I was sitting here all day. And I don't know that any of them have been. I mean, Cody, I guess, would be the best.
The thing is the firepower on Cody. See, this is the thing. I'm looking at them. Cody's always being introduced. He's always talking. He's at the beginning of the show. So they're doing the same thing, kind of like what they always do with the heavyweight champions. They showcase them, right? On the Monday Night Raw side, it's been a different story. Like Damian Priest is like so up and down, it's crazy. Now apparently he's gonna go up against Drew McIntyre. I guess if Drew decides to clear up, if he's able to get cleared from injury. And then Swerve, I don't know, man. Swerve is kind of up and down, man. I know Swerve was showcased on Saturday, Collision, and I know the whole, his whole group betraying him and all that stuff. But it looks like AEW is putting more emphasis on the EV,
APs.
the EV's storyline more than Swerve, to be honest with you. And then I also felt like they always ride high with Will Ospreay. Now that he's gonna be fighting for the North American,
I feel like they're putting themselves in a corner to me. What they're doing there too, by the way. But we'll jump into that.
Swerve situation is different. Swerve situation is a little bit rough, man. I knew it was gonna be difficult, but bro, it's starting to be a little bit. It started to be noticeable, and I'm like, damn, man, it's just. I hope they change it up, but I don't know. As of right now, it just doesn't look good for Swerve. I don't know. That's just me.
But I feel like they're all in the same boat, and we've discussed this before. Is there was no major challenges for them once they won the belt. It was okay, Cody, you finished the story. Now what?
True.
Now, if The Rock stayed and they maybe kept that going, that's a different story.
True.
But for me, I felt like there's no challengers. Yeah, I mean, yes, you can throw Christian out there. It's going to be a great match. They're going to make it look, but does it add value to Swerve? I don't know that it does. Damian, great. Okay, now you're trying to build out the Drew. You're trying to make him a baby. You're trying to make him a gray. You're not really making him a baby. You're making him a gray. But I don't feel like you're adding to any. And then you had Drew kind of run him down last night to where it's like, I mean, do you throw that out there? I mean, they have already now. I mean, if you think he's a paper champion, say what? The whole crowd. What? I mean, at that point, it's like, yes, you're the champion. But they have not, to me, they did not have anybody in the works to be that person to jump up and be like, okay, here's a legit contender. And I get Logan Paul being there now, in Saudi and everything else, but like, do you think Logan's beating Cody?
No. But I still find it interesting.
I mean, they did a good story. They kind of laid out the whole story, and they arrived the same show. I mean, yes, again, it's what WWE does. They kind of lay out the story very well. And he said, how about me winning my first World Heavyweight Championship, pinning you on my logo? Like there's things there to make it interesting, but does it add value? Like, I feel like none of them have added value to their champion. Yes, Cody because of the story and everything else has value with his title, but nobody else to me has value. And you're not really.
I mean, you could say the same thing even about the women. Like, what has Becky Lynch done?
Well, yeah, but that's more Rhea getting hurt kind of through a wrench.
Okay, so let's go with Bayley now.
That, whereas these were the plans. The plans was Cody wins the title, Damian wins the title, Swerve wins the title. But you had no backup plan. You have no, like, okay, Swerve's winning the title, and here's your first opponent. It's like, and I get injuries happened, and Drew got injured, and CM Punk's been out for a while, and maybe when they come back, you can figure something out, but you could still at least had a backup, especially with, like, to me, Damian Priest is the easiest one with Judgment Day to find opponents for. And it feels like, to me, like they're having a tough time.
Well, didn't you get the vibe that Drew McIntyre looked like way better and bigger yesterday compared to Damian
Oh, no,
Priest?
definitely. I think Drew was ultimately, as I said, I think if CM Punk is not injured, that cash-in doesn't happen. I don't think Damian's the champion if CM Punk is not injured.
I think they'll still cash it. They may have not gone ahead. He may have not gone ahead and won it. But I know that they would.
Damian is not the champion. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
If everybody's healthy, I don't believe Damian is champion.
But again, I think the reason
I'm taking nothing away from Damian either. I mean, a lot of this also falls on creative.
Yeah.
And the plans going forward for both companies. I'm going after both of them here because, like, maybe the Rock thing, maybe the movie came up out of nowhere after they had already started it and it caught fire so much that, okay, well, now I'm not going to be back. So now what? Like, but also when you looked at that, they've almost pushed the bloodline away from Cody, maybe rightfully so too, to give that room to breathe. But I don't know that you've made the titles. Cody makes his title. I get that. Cody's going to make his title. The title right now is not making Damian because he was already, to me, was up there in the main event level. But the title means more than what Damian means. And I feel like the same thing in AEW where, like you said, I think Cody's the only one that, like, the value's there, but it's more Cody being the value, not what's happening with the title.
Yeah. And shout out to Terry. What's up, man? I see you, no doubt. Chad,
Yes.
are you guys coming on in? And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.
Well,
I honestly feel, and of course, yes, your dad. I also feel that Cody, his peak is right now, so he's able to hold it down in the SmackDown show. But again, like you said, man, I Damian Priest just looks like they're trying to figure him out.
Yeah, and then also one other thing,
I
think also hurts Damian. He's on the show that's 3 hours long.
He is,
Cody's
man.
on the show with 2 hours, and you can hide. Like, 2 hours goes quicker than the 3 hours because after you hit that second hour, that third hour just lags, man.
I will say this though, I am very, very happy that they brought in Carlitos into the Judgment Day. I thought that was a great move.
That was going to be my next question. I was going to talk. That was the next
spoiler.
Yeah. A little teaser there for you.
I like that. I thought that was relevant. That brought in a little new flavor into Judgment Day. I actually like the shirt. I might buy Carlito's shirt now, but it was
what's
good.
Funny is when and this is kind of, we can kind of rotate into two because I was going to ask you, like, what's your feelings on, because to me, like, Damian is distancing himself from Judgment Day. Even with the Carlito thing, he was like, I don't trust you. And then Carlito was like, well, everybody else in your team trusts me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
he is, because he was questioning.
To the point to where, and again,
he questioned Dom too.
I think Drew becomes the leader of Judgment Day.
Nah, man, I hope they don't do that. They better not do that.
Finn turns on him. I think that's what's I believe that's how the belt comes off of Damian Priest.
I say
him at the Cash. I don't think it happens this month, this PLE. I think it happens at the Cash at the Castle, or whatever they're calling it, Brawl at the Castle, whatever it is.
I say Alpha Academy turns on Chad Gable before we see Judgment Day turn on Damian Priest.
Well, that's coming soon. I mean, Otis is gonna, dude. You don't take the slap like that. That's those little nuggets that they give you. The WWE gives you little nuggets. It's coming, buddy. And then people are going to eat it up. Otis is going to be over. Just like when he was in Mandy Rose. It's happening. It's going to happen again.
Yeah. It sucks because I actually like this Chad Gable. I like him bossing them around, to be honest with you. I think they should drag it a little bit. I hope they drag it. But I hope they don't just go ahead and, make it all of a sudden like immediately break them up. But it was really good. I enjoyed Tashawa, ripping the shirt. I
Yeah.
also enjoyed, obviously Otis doing the worm and all that.
Or not
You
doing
know,
that.
now you did mention one thing, and I want to also bring up who I feel that the titles are kind of also not. Again, they're kind of lost with them. And I spoke about this and I mentioned it to you. Yo, it would be nice that the Miz and R-Truth win the titles, but not hold them on for a very long time. And that's another two that having titles just they seem like they don't know what they're doing with them. Throwing that four-way match just to find somebody to go after them, just to have somebody for them to wrestle. Again, it looks like they're just throwing things out there. And it's because R-Truth and Miz, obviously Miz, you could take serious, but you can't take R-Truth serious. So I always feel like his character is a gimmick. So because of that, you can't keep their tag team run for a very long time. You gotta take those tag team belts away from them at one point in time because it's just doesn't hold
But
that
I
much.
think they're going to do it. I think it happens this week, this month, or the PLE, whenever the PLE is,
In
because
2 weeks.
it only makes sense on the story that's been built up by WWE if Judgment Day is the one to take him off of R-Truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the whole realm of it all, the Judgment Day comes back around and successfully beats R-Truth, and he to take titles off of him.
I don't think they're
Only
gonna do
question,
that.
and again, this is where I go back to all of this. And when they made it a ladder match at WrestleMania, we were kind of like, okay, then anybody can win it. Again, I just don't feel like there was any plans, like as far as okay, who's next? It's like they rode up to WrestleMania, and then it was like, okay, now what?
I think they wanted to make WrestleMania so big and they achieved that. The problem is it's now you're kind of falling behind. You're kind of
Not only that,
falling
but then you
low.
do the draft, so you change your rosters, but
They didn't. They
you
really
don't
didn't change
really.
the
I mean, you
rosters.
changed a couple here and there, but nothing
That
to
was
where like you can make big adjustments, big swings.
I think
To
that's where
me,
they dropped the ball.
to me, I think I would have. And again, you sent me something where they're staying on USA, I think through 2025 or something like that, or something. I think you said that with Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
So if that's the case, I don't understand why they didn't move Cody to Raw and Damian and them to Smack. And again, I only say this because it's easier for Damian to not have to be the focal person on a 2-hour show that's already got the bloodline. You've got other angles there already built in. Like, I mean, Cody comes out once? And then he does the dark match usually now. I mean, he did the one with Carmelo Hayes the day he got drafted, or when Carmelo got drafted. But Cody's out there for like an interview, and then he usually does the dark match, I believe. And that's pretty much all they're using him for. And then Damian's having to try to figure out, they're trying to figure out with Damian what to do with them. And you've got 3 hours of what?
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing on Raw right now. I mean, yeah, you've got talents there, Gunther, you've got things there, but there's nothing there going, oh, okay. I mean, it's Becky and Liv. It's I mean, I don't even know. I'm looking at like it's Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy. There's nothing there that says, okay, an hour of our time can be dedicated to
Raw is struggling a little bit. I'm not too sure if their shows are still selling out. I think they sold out Monday, but I think the week before they didn't sell out. But at the end of the day,
well, at WrestleTix, they've been selling out. I've been looking at
even after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay, impressive. Again, it's just
now I'm talking TV shows. I'm talking TV.
Yeah, Raw.
SmackDowns and Raws. I don't know about some of the live shows. I think are not selling out because they tried to go to larger arenas, and I don't know necessarily that all of that is working out as well.
But again, I could understand why the the live events, the are not doing so well when it comes to like between in between the shows. I get that. That I mean, when they were down here in Miami, they didn't sell out. There were plenty of tickets as well. They were having it in a smaller arena. They were having it at the arena, but still, I just again, there is nothing right now that Damian Priest is gaining attraction to in my eyes. There's nothing that Miz and R-Truth is doing that makes me want to I want to tune in. There Cody, I do have a little bit of it. I do have some interest. I like the Logan Paul, like I told you right as we started the show. I think Logan Paul is a good opponent for him. I know Logan Paul is not gonna beat Cody, but it's still interesting because they kind of did the same thing with Roman Reigns. They gave him, Logan Paul, and then Roman beat him. So it's like, okay, I see where they're getting with that. Plus, I like, the champion versus champion. Now, I'm not too sure if Logan Paul's belt is going to be on the line.
I didn't understand that whole thing.
Cody kept referencing it like it was.
To it again, but there was reference to it that they were both on the line, but
I don't think they're both going to be aligned. I think Cody's belt is just going to be the one on the line. But they did reference it a couple of times.
Yeah,
I'm interested. Now, if it is on the line and Cody wins, then Cody has two belts. That's interesting there. Because now you're putting a lot more pressure on Cody. And now what is he going to be doing? Defending one belt and then defend the other? I don't know.
They do that. They're like, and I like what Noel Doubt said. It says right now WWE feels like they're playing preseason football. The games that count come soon. And that's kind of, if you think about it now, they've had WrestleMania. They've had one PLE since then. So this will be like their second preseason game. Then you'll have your third preseason. Then the season starts, and then they get to WrestleMania, which is their Super Bowl. I mean, it's not wrong because that's kind of the way they do. But this is the first time. And again, they're dealing with some injuries to their top-level talent. You've got Seth out. You've got CM Punk out. Drew can't really wrestle right now. I mean, but does that change anything?
No Roman. No Brock, no Roman.
Brock, Roman. The Rock came in. Saul went filmed the movie. He'll come back. I just feel like everybody's kind of in that lull to where like, and it's both companies and let me make sure because I don't want everybody. It's not Swerve's fault, not Damian's fault, and to me, again, Cody is Cody at there, but like it's not their fault of what's going on. I feel like they've been fed trash and trying to make the best out of it, and not necessarily trash because Swerve's had good matches. It's not matches, and again. With AEW, I've always said inside the ropes that it's fantastic. But the problem I have is like there's just nothing there.
Well, I'm not gonna. I'll say this: with Swerve, it might be a little bit different. I do put a little bit of the blame on Swerve because I think his character or the way AEW works is Tony likes to put more emphasis on letting them choose what they want to do with their character and stuff like that. I don't know if that's the same way with Cody, and I don't know if that's the same way with Damian.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, but like, this is the funny part, I guess, when I think about this. Swerve was a heel up until what, December? When was the Hangman Page and he break in the house and that was like December, right? That wasn't that long ago. Well, now about 6 months ago, but and then you turn them face to win the title. And it really hasn't helped him.
He was riding a high because people were loving it.
No, they love the dancing.
Yeah, they love the dancing. They love the song. They love that stuff. He won it. But like you said, there's nobody out there that you could honestly put him up against, or at least they haven't picked the right opponent for him to make it go ahead and be like, wow, okay, I really want to watch this matchup. Like, obviously, when it came to Roman, we would all, or Samoa Joe, we could use both of them as examples. you could put them up against people, and even though you knew they weren't gonna lose, you still would be interested in the match because you wanted to see, hey, how they did. That's all.
Yeah.
Same example with Roman and Logan Paul, and then I think I would probably say Samoa Joe and Hook. There was once when Samoa had the belt, and I think he went up against Hook. Obviously, we knew Hook wasn't gonna beat him, but it was still good to tune in and watch it just for the hell of it. You're not getting that with these guys, man. You put them on with somebody, and it's kind of like for example, Swerve is going against Brian Cage. Do I really want to see Brian Cage versus Swerve? To be honest with you, not really, man. I don't. And I think that's where the AEW part kind of falls because again, you're putting your champion to fight pretty much almost every week.
Yeah.
And it sucks, man. Like you gotta calm down. Like I know he's the face, but look what WWE does. That's why I'm telling you, Cody holds it down. When was the last time Cody wrestled?
He wrestles every show, but he doesn't wrestle on the live TV.
There you go.
He wrestles in the dark match. They save him for the dark match for the thing. He's not going to wrestle on the Smack. He did that Carmelo match to do the Carmelo thing. But yeah, you're right. They save him for the bigger. I mean, no, when's the last time Damian's wrestled on TV? Since he's won the title.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
They don't put their champion out there to wrestle. So then when you do watch them, but again, that's where to me, AEW has got to be so different from WWE that it kind of hurts them because now, we have a fighting champion. Yeah, but how many times can you watch them? Because we know you're not. I mean, Okada went up against who did he beat? Okada for the title when he won the title. Oh my goodness.
Wait, say that again. What happened? My bad.
Okada when he won the title, who did he beat?
Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston. Okay. So Okada beats Kingston. Ospreay's gonna beat Strong, right?
He should.
So now you've got the titles on
you're also
Swerve,
gonna
Ospreay,
diminish.
Okada, the Bucks.
You're also gonna diminish Undisputed, but yeah,
But by this man, just get rid of Undisputed. Put him on the thing.
Yeah.
And
where is Adam? Okay, well, we'll go into that more.
They'll tape Adam Cole up, throw him off the side of the deck, like Kane did Zack Ryder back in the day.
I will say this, man. I was pissed. I was pissed when I saw last night Becky Lynch versus Dakota Kai. I'm like, why are they putting this matchup? And again, I'm the type of person who says, hey, man, Dakota Kai could have been start to elevate her a little bit here and there. I'm glad at least that they cut in and they just started beating up on Becky, and that's how Becky won. But man, I was like, dude, Dakota Kai, like she was riding high after WrestleMania.
When are you gonna understand what Dakota Kai is?
Huh?
When are you gonna understand what Dakota Kai is?
Don't come with that because you was gonna say we used to have the same conversation about Dom Mysterio, and you would say, "Where are you gonna know what Dom is
now?" Look
how much he's grown, and look how much we miss him.
But it wasn't because he went out there and he got pushed and for being the thing is because everybody.
What are you talking about? He
So
was in NXT and he became a champion in NXT. What are you talking about?
Yes, he was helped, and the one time he didn't get the help, what happened?
He lost, but then he got it back.
All right. Yes.
But it made him relevant, and it's important.
It's part of the storyline. That's what his character is. That's why he's got the mustache now and all that stuff.
So important to the Judgment Day that they're even bringing him with a messed up arm. He's not even doing anything out there. He's just out there because they need him. Because you
have to have him if you lost Rhea. Like you lost the two.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me that the Judgment Day can hold it strong with just Reed on it? I'm gonna go ahead and say absolutely not, because I remember when Dom was out because he had just gotten married. They mentioned, Judgment Day, Rita was there and all that stuff, but he just did not have the same spark without him. That weekend I was like, oh man, he's out.
Dude, get off his pole, man. Get off his pole.
Oh, what you mean get off his pole?
Get off Dom's pole. He means that much to the because they make it mean like you show Liv leaving, you show Dom leaving, like they give them those things to do. Rhea's whole thing was she was like the mother of the Judgment Day and stuff, man. Like that's.
How dare you tell me get off that pole? Get out of here, bro.
I mean, come on, buddy. I mean,
I'm being honest with you. You make it seem like Dom Mysterio is trash. You've
no,
always felt
no,
that
he's
way.
not trash. He's
You've
not
always
trash.
felt like that. You
He's not
always,
trash. I
you
will
al-
not say Dom is trash. He's a
you've
worker.
always, you've always not given him credit for what he has done. Whether he wins it fair or not, it doesn't matter. He is.
No, he
who is.
maximizes what he is, what the gimmick is, what he does. He's perfect.
Don't
He
you?
is the weasel.
Don't you even
He is
miss?
the new Bobby Heenan.
Don't you even miss?
a weasel.
He can't even go out there and talk anymore because he has a messed up arm, so people can't boo him and stuff like that. We all miss that too, bro. He brings a big part.
No,
to the
no, no. I
judgment.
think you missed that.
No,
I don't think
sir.
we all missed that.
Everybody misses
Let's
booing the crap
let's
out of
go to
him.
the chat. How many people in the chat on X really miss Dominic Mysterio?
Well, he's still there, but not the 100%.
All right,
of
how
Dom.
many miss hearing Dominic Mysterio talk?
Look at that. Look what No Doubt said. Dom is X-Pac. Exactly. And X-Pac was crucial as
Yes,
well.
and you didn't have him talk.
But he was crucial. You felt when X-Pac wasn't there.
Yes, I did. Every time I saw X-Pac, I said, that guy is crucial.
But I still feel that Dom is more than X-Pac, but still. I like the comparison. But at the end of the day, you know, they still bring him out there, so I'm not gonna hate on Dom. And like you said, there's a lot of people who are injured, and they just, I don't know, man. They're riding high, bro. They rode high for a while, and now they're like kind of like trying to figure out where they're at.
I think they're just trying to reset. They're trying to figure out, and again,
Well, they need to get this reset quickly.
no,
bro.
but see, that's where the AEW-esque thing kicks in. Like everybody's got to have the WWE's never had, like, the only reason that the pay-per-view after WrestleMania that one year was so well was because Bad Bunny was on it in his hometown of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but I mean, you were comparing. You criticized me for comparing both backlashes, and you
No,
thought
but
that
what I'm
this
saying
backlash was great.
They always treat these as like preseason, like who was it? No Doubt said. Like, this is where they're like, okay, we test some things. By the time they hit SummerSlam in August, then they start rolling.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah,
is
it's
just
true.
like the timing area. They always do this. The only thing is, a lot of times it was hidden because maybe you threw Dom. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yes, Dom. You definitely Dom out there, so yeah. I know you miss him. I know you miss him. You miss him.
You know what? I quit.
Sir, you gotta enjoy that Dom has brought in an amazing show every time he's out there when he wrestles and he brings all that drama and all that stuff. You gotta admit. Don't treat this
What I
as
was going to say was you
don't
had the
treat-
main events with Roman that overshadowed a lot of the rest of the card.
don't
You were so worried about the bloodline stuff that it didn't matter what the rest of the card was.
True.
You don't have that anymore.
They could continue to have that with the Judgment Day if they knew how to work around it, but they're not using it to their advantage. I mean, again, maybe it's still too early to tell, but I do like Carlitos making his way over to there. I like the fact that Dom and Damian Priest had that conversation, and Damian Priest was telling Dom, hey, are you good with Rita? So they're bringing that already, like they're bringing that controversy. And that's what's going to lead to it. Because if we look back at the Bloodline's okay, but I don't know, man. It's just weird seeing Solo, who was quiet for so freaking long. Now he's like outspoken for everything when it comes to the Bloodline. You feel me? It's just
But this week, I think really kind of, to me, was kind of the little egg that WWE always gives you when he goes, did you talk to Roman? Have you talked to Roman? He said no, and he goes, I did, and he put me in charge.
Yeah, and he's
so now you're my wise man. And he hugged him, right? He hugged him.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to the last person he hugged?
Was it
Jimmy?
Jey Uso? Jimmy.
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Uso.
Jimmy. Yeah.
And it was the same thing. I love you, wise man. I love you. You're my brother. I love you.
So you mean he should have gone ahead and just had one of his Tomatonga or the other one go ahead and hit him right there?
You're gonna have one of them get laid out, and then that's when it's going to come out that Roman's not behind this. And then Roman will return at some point soon, I believe. In the next couple, not, maybe in less than 3 or 4 weeks, I believe. After the pay-per-view. I think after the pay-per-view, you'll get the turn. If not at the pay-per-view, I just don't know what match they set up for the pay-per-view, because you can't go KO and Randy Orton against the Bloodline again. You can't go. What are you going to do?
I was so happy that Randy Orton won, because I remember somebody in this show that AJ
look,
Styles was going to win.
This is my thing.
And somebody told me that Tama Tonga wasn't going to win, and Tama Tonga won as well. And it looks like everything is lining up for Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton in the final.
This is where, again, man, like that just, to me, it means more if the Bloodline would have attacked Randy Orton for story-wise to keep it going, and then Randy Orton returns the favor on the Tama Tonga match, because now you've kept that going. Like, why would you allow Randy Orton to win that match to set up the first Tama Tonga? Like that makes no sense. If you're a businessman, if you're the Bloodline, it makes no sense. Not that AJ Styles would have made probably better sense, but at the same time, you're feuding with Randy Orton. Take him out.
This is
at the legs.
This is what I'm noticing when it comes to Triple H running Raw and SmackDown, WWE in general. He isn't somebody about too much like gimmicks and interferences during a match. Like you saw that in WrestleMania, but if you noticed, AJ Styles and Cody straight up, Randy Orton straight up, Tama Tonga and this guy, whatever, straight up. They're all like, there's no surprises. How many times did we wait for Damian Priest to cash in and he never did it? It took a while before they did it. So it feels like Triple H is more of like, hey, I'm only gonna start getting people involved in more matches when it really means the most, to maybe a live event or something like that, but not during a regular Monday or SmackDown event, because you notice that. Look at.
I mean, I could see where you're saying that, but at the same time, Liv came out, the damage control attacked. They use it at certain spots. I get it that you can't have every match in that way, but like these are storylines that are going on. Like I don't understand. Like you just had a street fight with him, and the only reason you won was because your brother rode out of the ring late and almost messed it up, but he got there and then saved it, and then so why would you not be mad the next show? Like that's the only thing I don't understand. Why wouldn't Randy Orton be mad that they robbed them of that victory?
Because he didn't get pinned. It was KO who got pinned.
So why isn't KO out there stunning people?
That is a good point.
That's my problem sometimes with, and again, maybe I'm too storyline driven, but to me,
I think so.
I want it to make sense more than just, okay, great. It was a great match. It was a great thing. Nobody interfered. Great. We get Randy Orton against Tama Tonga. Do you think anybody's not going to interfere in that match?
Well, no, they're not. That's not the next match in line.
What's the next match in line? SmackDown. I'm sorry, Raw. Raw is got the finals now, so they're in the semi. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, they're in the semi. Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just saying
because Raw finished and just going.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it looks like it's lining up for them to meet up.
What
in
do you got? Orton against who?
Orton is fighting against, I forgot who he's fighting.
And then it's LA Knight, Tama Tonga.
LA Knight versus Tama Tonga, and then Orton. Who is Orton fighting in King of the Ring? I forgot. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Don't I have the bracket? Yeah, I do have the bracket. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Oh, he's fighting Carmelo Hayes.
Okay, so yeah, he'll probably,
because Corbin beat him. I mean, Carmelo Hayes beat.
Oh,
Corbin.
You know what's going to happen on that one, right? You're going to get a hell of an RKO out of nowhere on one of Carmelo's flips somewhere.
Yeah, you probably
it's
are.
Be one of those things to where it's going to be like it's what happens every time he gets in there with a high flyer. It's like, TJ said the bloodline isn't cool anymore.
You're right, Bounce. You're absolutely right.
I won't say they're not cool
momentum
anymore, but they've gone a new way. It's not cool because it's not Roman. So it's.
But why all of a sudden Solo's like, guy was all quiet this whole time, and then all of a sudden now he's talking all the damn time. He's like leading the pack.
He was doing what he was told by the tribal chief.
Yeah, but you had to at least say something, and now all of a sudden
you don't talk. You're not. He's not. He wasn't. He was told. Remember, what, 9-10 months ago? No, more than that, probably almost a year ago. Roman Reigns said, Jimmy, join me up front. And Jimmy thought he was going to get introduced. And he said, so that you know, when I'm not around or I get left, then your brother Solo will become the tribal chief.
Do you think they made
And also, did you hear him say Roman lost our title?
Yes, I did
SmackDown?
see. I did hear that. Do you think now that Bounce says that the bloodline isn't cool anymore? Do you think the bloodline lost momentum as well because of the fact that Solo turned on Jimmy? If Jimmy would have still stayed in the bloodline, would it still
No.
be cool?
No.
I think so. I think it would.
No, because they're doing the same thing with just Jimmy there. I mean, Jimmy
brought life to
Jimmy
the
now
bloodline
is-
too.
Yeah, but with Jimmy out of the picture,
The bloodline's boring.
no,
not cool anymore. It's not
it
cool
has
anymore.
changed. No, it has changed what the bloodline was. Now it's just business. Solo's just business. It's not about being cool anymore. It's not about yeet, no yeet.
People are not
It's
even
not
raising
all
their
that
fingers
stuff.
anymore.
Now it's just Solo wanting to just wreck business.
Yeah, but like it's not all about business when it came to the bloodline, because at the end of the day, you had that little flavor of Jimmy going
The
ahead
old
and
bloodline,
making fun.
again, I just said they've changed
That's why I'm
direction of what the bloodline is, because now it's Solo.
and it
It's
hurt.
not Roman anymore. Roman made the bloodline cool with the Usos. Like, none of them are there anymore.
That's
So
why
how could Solo and those guys recreate what Roman? They can't. You got to go a different direction, because if you try to do that, it's really going to look stupid. You think
No.
Solo can act and be cool like Roman? You think
Yes.
Solo can walk out there and be like, acknowledge me?
he's trying to right now.
But no.
Isn't he? Isn't he trying to be Roman? He's trying to exactly do the same thing Roman did, except tougher. That's all he's doing. It's all the only difference. He's going
Yes,
ahead
he's
and
taking over
barking.
what he's doing that role. Yes,
He's barking orders, which what Roman always did. He's going ahead and telling the guys, "Hey, beat up on this guy, beat up on that guy, take care of business." Same thing that Roman used to do all the damn time. He goes ahead and he raises his finger. He's now saying, "Hey, you're my wise man." Same thing as Roman Reigns. Nothing has changed. They're just trying to give the Roman image to Solo now. That's all they're doing.
Though they're not. They're not, man. It's two different characters and two different mindsets of the people. Solo could not be Roman.
I'm not saying that I know he can't. That's why people keep yelling and screaming, "We want Roman," because they get that vibe that they're trying to make Solo into Roman. That's
No,
the reason why.
At what point is he trying to be Roman? Like, yes, he's being the tribal chief, but he's not being Roman. Roman's character oozed confidence, oozed, that's the thing. Like with Solo's character, he doesn't have that confidence. Why doesn't he have that confidence? Because now he's forcing and he's got the struggle of now he's in charge. So now what does he do? He's the bully. What does he do? He attacks everybody. That's what they do. That's what's happening right now with that. When Roman comes back and the coolness comes back, that's when you're gonna get the Civil War. Solo could never be wrong. I guarantee you, as soon as Roman walks out, the first thing he says is, "How the hell do you think you could be me?"
When Roman first started the whole bloodline, it was the same type of vibes. Hey, we're gonna force our way into everything. That was the same vibe, man. Nothing's changed, bro. It's just Solo trying to be Roman, and maybe he's trying to be a little bit more tougher.
Where did they force their way into anything? When he started it, he took over with Paul Heyman, and they got the title match. And then he won the title match, and it went from there.
Oh well, maybe because Solo hasn't won the title, maybe that's why. But the way that he like carried himself, and he was always barking orders left and right, and always having people get involved and all that stuff. Yeah, man, Roman, it's the exact same thing that Roman did. The only
Roman
difference is
sat there, clicked his fingers, and told the guy to go. Solo tries to be like the go do it because I'm telling you to do it. Like there's difference in the way they carry themselves. That's the difference. Yes, they're both the tribal chief. Yes, they're both barking orders. Yes, they're both leading the bloodline. All that's the same, but they're doing it in two different ways.
But I agree. I understand what you mean, but I understand also what Bounce says. The
No,
bloodline
but
isn't cool anymore.
that's why it's changed
what-
though from being cool. It's not supposed to be cool anymore.
It should be cool.
It's like what happened with the NWO when it went black and white and it went Wolfpack. Wolfpack was cool. Black and white wasn't. Black and white was business with Hollywood, and then the fun and games happened over with the Wolfpack.
But it was still entertaining both ways.
What hasn't been entertaining right now, though?
This bloodline is okay.
Okay,
it's okay.
It's each their own, man. Again, that's what I love about wrestling. Everybody's got their own
I think it's
opinions
okay.
and what works for them and not. But to me, I'm not saying it's the Roman bloodline. Don't get me wrong, but they have kept it relevant and
They have. I'll say that they have kept it relevant because of adding the new pieces into it and going ahead and having them be move on from Jimmy and all that stuff. I agree, and then obviously bringing that whole doubt. Is anybody talking to Roman, and is the wise man still the wise man and all that stuff? I get it, making it relevant. I'm not saying it isn't relevant. I'm just saying at the end of the day, the Wolfpack was cool, and so was the bloodline when Roman was there. Now that Roman isn't there, it's kind of gone down a little bit. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I think it was cool because they wanted it to be cool.
No, I think it was cool because Roman was able to hold his own. He was one of those main guys that just eventually blew up to the point where you're like, damn, he's legit. Like, we want to watch him wrestle. Even when we criticized him and said, no, this guy never defends the belt, we were still talking about him. And every time he was there, it felt like, yo, he's there. You feel me? You don't get that same vibe from Solo. He's trying. He's obviously they're trying to make him. Eventually, I'm pretty sure maybe down the road he'll eventually get to that level. But again, everything right now going on in WWE and AEW is like what No Doubt said. It's all preseason. We're all it's warming us up for eventually, the games that actually count. SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, the big dogs. And that's when we'll see hopefully a shift where we're like, damn, we're invested again into it like we were during WrestleMania. Because right now, for me, it's a little bit boring. But I still watch it, but it's not like, oh, am I gonna like kill myself and say, hey, I didn't watch Raw or SmackDown? No. And like you said, there's nothing right now that says, hey, I want to go check out SmackDown, or I gotta go see Raw. There's nothing right now going on. It's kind of like, if I miss it, I could just catch the replay. It's okay. We're okay. Don't you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, for the most part, yeah, you're right. I mean, I've said that before. It's what happens after WrestleMania. It's the reset, man. But to me, this is what WWE's always done.
I feel like they dropped the ball with the draft. I think they should have moved people around, and they would have made the shows more entertaining than what they are. I'm not saying that they suck, but I'm also saying that there could be more stories that could have developed a lot quicker. Maybe you would have been able to find more opponents for Damian Priest and Cody, et cetera, et cetera. I just feel they missed an opportunity on that. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not going to say they didn't miss an opportunity because you could always move people. But again, we don't know what the inline is.
Correct.
Because these are the rosters that they wanted together to get to WrestleMania next year. So there's a reason that they put these rosters together. We just don't know what that is yet. Everybody stays healthy to where we can see what happens.
And again, I agree with you up to a certain extent, because remember, they were putting a lot of emphasis on the draft, and I know there was because it was running during the same time as the NFL draft, but still, there was a lot of emphasis on the draft. Nothing happened. They moved the people from NXT. This was an okay move. Now, if you want to go ahead and judge and see how the NXT fighters are doing, I think they're doing really well with them. I mean, I still don't feel they should have gone ahead and put Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria in the first round. But still, besides that, I mean, it made sense. You better
watch out. The Trapio's trying to take Dom's pole.
because Trapio knows that Dom is legit, man. And you got heavy hitters like Dom.
Let's
being
run in the
hurt.
family.
It's hurting. It's hurting them. It hurts WWE, bro. Got heavy hitters getting hurt like that. And what's up with CM Punk? Why is CM Punk not wrestling? Sir, why are you not wrestling out there, sir? Why are you? See, he's not responding to me. I have no idea why he's not wrestling out there. He needs to go out there. Is he cleared? Is he officially cleared?
No, obviously not.
I'm out of this. I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's just
but I think
everybody's hurt.
I think he stays hurt until after Clash of the Castle.
They better watch out because Pat McAfee might get hurt. Going all crazy, barking at people and doing the yeet all the time.
Yeah, he eats all over himself every week.
Jesus Christ. This is a PG-13 show.
He says it on Raw. He's like, I'm eating all over myself over here.
He's eating himself all over. How dare he? And he was barking like crazy last night.
No, it's one of those things, man, where it's like, it's the slow time, and it's also them building up. And I'm not gonna say they made a mistake, with the draft. All they did was say that, the draft is the same time as the NFL draft. They went in on the draft experience. They never said, hey, watch us change everybody around. And for the first time, I thought they did the right thing by saying, look, our titles are staying where they're at. The titles are not available because before it used to be like
bad decision on that one.
Why is it a bad decision?
Because it brings more drama. Just going and handing the belt to the other person, it brings more drama. It brings more story, more relevancy to be like, oh, okay, you're gonna have today. And if you're at a show, if you're a fan, you're like, oh crap, look, check this out. I'm gonna see Cody and I'm gonna see Damian Priest at SmackDown, or I'm gonna see Cody and Damian Priest at Raw. And I know they're selling the shows and everything, but I'm just saying it as a fan, as an overall fan. It brings a little bit more spark into it. It'd be like, oh, okay, cool. And you could develop more stories out of it as well, eventually. That's all. Again, we're doing constructive criticism on who are the opponents for Damian Priest, for Swerve Strickland, for Cody Rhodes, for Awesome Truth. The only way you could create better opponents or create storylines for them is trying to put everything together and bring more drama into it. And then you could develop like what they're doing with Gunther. You saw how they invested on Ilya Dragunov and saying, hey, they started to give us a little sneak peek of it. I like that about that. That was actually really good. I would have been very upset if he would have beaten Jey Uso.
Very upset. I would never watch again.
Well, I was thrilled that
until Tony Khan returns to AEW. I will never watch another show.
No, but again, it's like when last week you went and you said, oh, I think Ilya Dragunov is going to win and beat Jey Uso. I'm like, why? Like, how in God's green earth is Ilya Dragunov way bigger of a wrestler now? He hasn't even gathered that much fan base over Jey Uso, who has everybody yeeting every single time.
I'm thinking along the lines of somebody. I'm not saying Dragunov goes in there and pins Uso clean, man. Like, there's things that happen in wrestling to where you can set up a new match coming up for Jey Uso. He's not going to beat Gunther. Doesn't matter who fights Gunther.
But there was a storyline behind it as well. So that's why I said, hey, why are you going to get Ilya Dragunov over Jey Uso, who currently is riding high because he's eating every minute? Why would you put Dragunov over Jey Uso? It's like you're hurting him. Like,
but if you would have
it's like
out, okay,
it's like when they put it. It's like wait.
Let me ask you this, matchmaker.
It was the same thing I said about
Booker Man. Hold on, Booker Man. Hold on. All right. So Jey Uso now, right? He's gonna fight Gunther, right? Mm-hmm. Is he beating Gunther?
No.
Okay. So now, where does Jey Uso fit on the pay-per-view at King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring?
Well, it depends on how
it cost him the match with Dragunov. So now he's got an opponent to fight at Queen and King of the Ring.
There could be a possibility that
would be a storyline.
There could be a possibility that somebody interferes or something like that in the semifinals, which would make sense. Now
that makes no sense to me. You're telling me Gunther needs help to beat Jey Uso, but Dragunov wouldn't have beat. I mean, like.
I mean, he got help when he was fighting against Sheamus. What are you talking about?
Come on.
What's the difference? It's the same crap. He's getting help one way or the other. It doesn't matter. We all know that Gunther's better than all of them, whether he gets help or not.
But
He beat Jey Uso without any help.
Who's it going to? Then, okay, who interferes to where Jey Uso gets a Magic King and Queen of the Ring in a week?
No. I say Gunther wins no matter what. Maybe Jey Uso gets.
I get that. So
maybe
Jey Uso's so over that we're just not going to put him on the PLE.
No. He's not so over. See how you like blowing things? You're blowing things out of proportion.
He's yeeting and yeeting.
He is yeeting. We're yeeting right now, sir. What are you talking about?
You froze up, man. You froze up.
I froze up. You're freezing up, sir.
Oh, man, both of us. I don't know what's going on.
It's because we're yeeting too much, goddamn it.
Too much yeeting.
I say there might be some interference. If there isn't any interference, it's still a good match to have Gunther and Jey Uso go against each other. That's all. Bigger, I just didn't feel like Dragunov deserved to go immediately up against Gunther because Dragunov is not to that level. He just jumped ships from NXT over to Monday Night Raw. You gave him a win. Congratulations. It's like we know Lyra is not going to beat Io Sky. Right? Or you think Lyra actually has a shot at beating Io Sky?
No, I don't think Lyra does because Liv Morgan's going to interfere.
What? Why would Liv Morgan interfere? No, Damage Control is going to interfere.
No, watch. You'll see
against Lyra. That's what's going to happen.
Damage Control is going to come out to interfere, and then Liv Morgan's going to be costing her because of what happened when they punked her in the back last night, and then she came out and ran Becky into the pole already.
That was a terrible punch by Becky. Jesus, and I love.
I think it was supposed to be a slap, but then she realized she's too close and just kind of punched her.
Well, that was a terrible punch. I'm not gonna lie, man. Last couple of Raws, they've been having some botches everywhere. And did you see Naomi's dress? She was struggling, trying to hold up, trying to not let her boobs pop out because her boobs were popping out. Did you see that? The whole match, it was like she was pulling up her dress. I think something must have ripped or something, some wardrobe.
Yeah, usually it's like a strap or something that breaks in their
I think
their
that's
wardrobe.
what it was. But she kept picking it up all the time. And then did you see? I don't know if they were doing it on purpose, but I don't know if that happened to you. But USA was going like showing black screen and then going back and all that stuff. Was that happening to you as well? That was happening to when I was watching it, that it would go in and out. And I'd be like, oh, are they like purposely trying to block the Naomi wardrobe malfunction? Is that what they're trying to do?
Oh, they might have been like cutting it off depending on, they might have been doing that. I didn't watch that enough. And then also I got a question for you because I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show. I saw this thing where when they did the Thin Now Forever,
okay,
there was an Uncle Howdy thing involved in it. Was that something somebody made up on Twitter, or was that actually from the Raw?
I don't remember that.
Okay, maybe somebody might have just made it up, but I saw it and I was like, damn, that's pretty badass because it was pretty cool. It was like, and then apparently now it said 5/16 was the date on Twitch. It said 5/16/24 Twitch. Yeah, so I don't know I don't know if that's anything or if it's just.
Well, did you scan the barcode that they?
That's what somebody put. They scanned the barcode and they put down what it said. It was a floppy disk that had the date 05/16/2024.
Oh,
and it had a T over here and then which over here.
I did see that because WWE it would link it to like WWE's network, and it was an actual whole video of like 30 seconds showing a whole bunch of gibberish there, including I guess a date. I don't remember too much, but yeah, I remember seeing something like that. But yeah, it was like a 30-second video of it showing it. But
all right, I just wondered if it happened there. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about with you was it's AEW. We're switching over. What do you make of the Kenny Omega announcement? Team Elite versus Team AEW, and then Team AEW ends up being FTR, Eddie Kingston, and Daniel Bryan. Like, my thing is, I'm just tired of everybody getting thrown together. I just want something to make sense. And again, Daniel Bryan being involved, it's going to be a good match. You got all those guys are going to make it good. You got Eddie Kingston in there for the fighting, FTR, and then for the tag team with the Young Bucks. It's going to be a great match. anarchy in the arena, so you already know it's going to be violent.
It is.
But I just feel like it's like, what the hell does Daniel Bryan fit into it?
You know, I would agree with you, unless which I highly doubt AEW is going to do it. But if you watch Collision, Brian
Well,
Danielson
you must
was.
have been one of the 5 people that did watch Collision.
Oh, jeez, that means you didn't watch it. Okay, so Brian Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli were both teaming up, and they wrestled against
Flight.
Top Flight.
I watched
After the match was over, Brian Danielson got the mic, and then he started talking about how he would love.
I love wrestling because of
and all that stuff.
AEW.
But
AEW is my favorite.
there was a moment there. Claudio Castagnoli just left.
Yeah.
If they were smart enough, they would do something about that. Like develop a storyline off of that. Because
I think the whole like the BC's that it's over, right? I mean, at Wheeler Yutar's out with a concussion. Supposedly hasn't been able to be healed yet.
he's been gone for a while.
You got Moxley doing his New Japan stuff. And you got Claudio and Daniel Bryan, which the oddest thing is like they've been a group, but they haven't been a group. Like it's like so odd.
Yeah, so that's why it would make sense for them to start. You could actually create a beef between Claudio and Brian Danielson later down the road because of that. You know, that would be pretty cool. I don't think they're going to do it. I think he just left because he was like, whatever, he's just going to talk about AEW.
Like I'm not going to sit out here while this guy talks for 10 minutes.
Exactly. I think that's the main reason why he just left. But I mean, that could be something that they could work there, but I highly doubt it that they are. But I will say this though, I don't know why Eddie Kingston was brought. I have no idea. It's just
when they announced there's gonna be 2 more people, I'm like, who the hell is it going to be? Like, just thinking
there's gonna be 2 more.
No. When they said it's FTR and 2 guys, I was sitting there going, who the hell is it going to be? Just kind of like, okay, who would team up with them? And it's just like,
it would have been perfect if CM Punk would have made his way back to AEW and then be like, there he is.
MJF and CM Punk team up with FTR.
Ooh, that would have been a headline.
Team Tony, baby. Team Tony Khan.
That would have been a headline. But you got Brian. I mean, the crowd reacted to Brian and to Kingston. I just don't know how Kingston fits. I can understand Brian.
The AEW crowd's gonna react to Kingston.
Oh, they had a hell of a crowd on Saturday, bro.
No, dude, it was a great crowd. It
was like a France crowd out there. They were yelling.
Again, I don't crap on anything that they do inside the ring. I crap on the shit that the storytelling leading up to.
I crap on everything.
Half the shit. It's nothing to do with the inside the ring or the men and women that are.
Well, it depends. Sometimes inside the ring, they be doing some botches there that come on, man.
No, but again, botches is gonna happen because they have no filter, man. Like those guys are just they do too many. That's why WWE controls the flipping. Now they need to start controlling some punches and slaps and stuff like that, but they control it to a minimum to where it's not.
Well, it made sense for Will Ospreay to be in AEW because some of the moves that he'd be making, Jesus Christ, his finishing move on Lee Moriarty, bro. Jesus, that was great. I was
dude,
like,
he's amazing. Bro.
He would not have been able to do that in WWE.
One, he gets the freedom with to do what he wants to do, and 2, he doesn't have to do the travel that they would have to do over there. And he's probably getting paid more money with AEW.
I actually like that Sean Taylor promotions. They never win, but I actually like that.
Shane Taylor.
Oh, Shane Taylor. My bad, Shane. I always say Sean. I don't know why.
Maybe because Sean's the best. No problem.
I always will say Sean promotions. It's actually Shane. You're absolutely right. I always make that mistake. Even with my friends, when I'm talking to them, they're like always correcting me too. They're like, Frank, it's not Sean, it's Shane. I was like, God damn it. It's because of Sean.
I have a question for you. What are the odds that at Double or Nothing, Tony Khan shows up in the ring to cost Team Elite and give Team AEW the victory?
That would make sense. So 0% chance that happens. 0%. It would make perfect sense.
I feel like there's gonna be like a mascot run out. Like, where's Double or Nothing? Oh no, it's in Vegas. So, we could have the Golden Knight come out, right? The Golden Knight from Vegas, and it'd be Tony Khan underneath the Golden Knight outfit or whatever.
That'll be fine. I mean,
here's my question too to you, Tony Khan. I mean, obviously, what CM Punk yelled at him. He thought his life was in danger.
It was.
What was the other one too? He had another one where he felt like he was going to die, and then he takes the Meltzer driver or the Tony Khan driver 2024.
He does,
and now he's got a broken neck and he's out and he can't travel. But the guys that work there have taken the move over and over and kicked out.
Yeah, but then what you're telling me is that Brian Danielson was lying to us, because he said it on Saturday that Tony Khan hasn't missed a single show, that he's been there every single time. That's what Brian Danielson said. I'm just quoting him.
Oh, up until now, up until the draft.
No, he even said yesterday. On Saturday too.
Well, he messed up the whole storyline then, because Tony Khan's supposed to be talking from Jacksonville.
Wow. And SmackDown's going to be in Jacksonville this weekend, actually, on Friday.
Yeah. Well, because Grayson Waller.
What happened to Grayson Waller?
Like 2 weeks ago, he was on the news thing. He's like, "Don't worry, Jacksonville, we're finally bringing wrestling back."
Oh, what a douche! Wow. How
And he
dare
did his accent. You know how he does. So I can't do his accent and stuff, but you can imagine how it sounds.
Damn. What a shot at Tony Khan.
Oh, so good. So good.
I mean, it could be worse, man, for all us wrestling fans.
I just think right now we're at that lull of where we just had the highs. And the thing that's different now is that last year, even when WWE wasn't at that swing, you had AEW that was kind of at that swing because they were picking up a little bit of steam. That's right before the Devil angle, I think, started. And then so you had that to look forward to. Right now, I just feel like there's nothing to look forward to.
No, man. In AEW, there's really, I mean, even there.
WWE either. I'm just saying in general.
AEW too, yeah.
If you want,
SmackDown.
I mean, maybe, you got the bloodline angle. If you like Chad Gable, you got Chad Gable. You got maybe a piece to look at or whatever, but there's nothing to where it's like, oh, I can DVR and catch it later.
You know what?
You watch it live is what I'm saying. Now.
You know what did piss me off when it came to Raw and when it came to AEW? So on Raw, one thing I didn't like was that Sami Zayn actually went ahead and hit Chad Gable. I didn't like that because you're just selling. I mean, he is going to wrestle him at the King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring. So why are you having him touch him like and hurt him? I just felt like they messed up on that. And then vice versa with the same thing with AEW when they had Bryan Danielson come out and Eddie Kingston. And then how do they end the show? All 8 of them duking it out again. And I'm like, what? Why? Why are you giving us these previews?
They went right to the front of the ring, looked at each other, and just started going. And I was like,
yeah, like, damn, dude, like, do us a favor. Learn from The Rock. You don't have to go extreme. You just have to just do little things there, When did
I think, and somebody said in the chat here is it feels to me that like it's so much giving away for free that they can't help themselves. AEW's got to give it all to you. Let's see here.
I don't know. I'm reading what Karun is.
Yeah, Joey Swalls. I watched that one with Waller and Theory when they were in the gym and they were kicking that thing. I think they were trying to set up some kind of match or something, and it might still happen at like a live event, but I don't know that it got off what they wanted to do. And then also Karun asked, do you guys think wrestling would be better if it was seasonal? Like wrestlers have 1 month off so creative can develop better storylines. And I mean, ultimately, that's what you got with the pay-per-views because you don't have to use – this is the problem where now that they have so many injuries is that they're having to use and bring up guys that probably normally wouldn't be in that role. Because think about it, if you had CM Punk, Drew healthy, Seth healthy, your main event picture right now would be Damian, Seth, Drew, and CM Punk. Those would be your 4 top. Just because Damien, because he's a champion. That's why I threw him in there. And then you had Jay in those right underneath them. That's a better roster than what they have now, where it's Drew can't wrestle, Seth is out, CM Punk's out, Jay's your next person, which is a baby face. And right now they're trying to do the gray area so it becomes difficult. But also that's what the writers get paid for. The creatives get paid to be ahead of this. Like, they have the timeline all the way up to WrestleMania, kind of how they want things to roll. So this is all part of the plan. Now, the injuries might have changed some things, but a majority of it is what has already been planned. They know what the end game is trying to get to each pay-per-view.
I mean, if that's true what you're saying, then I hope they don't get a pay raise, because right now it seems kind of boring what's going on right now. Like, it just seemed like we've been talking about it from the beginning of the show, saying that they really didn't have any direction after WrestleMania.
No, I'm not saying that it's.
So.
And again, I don't know what, but
the
usually
only thing
the show is written up to where, okay, we know what we want to get at the next WrestleMania. We know what the main. Cody's going to be the champion until August. Then in August, this person will take over. And again, I'm spitballing here, not that the titles are coming off Cody or anything, but they have an idea of how everything's going to play out to get to the end result, which is WrestleMania.
My issue here is that, for example, why they put a lot of emphasis on the King and the Queen of the Ring, because they kind of probably felt like there wasn't enough, like firepower to keep up the momentum from WrestleMania. So they said, okay, let's put our emphasis on the King and Queen of the Ring. That way we could get like a contender, and then we can, fill in the next live event for WWE, especially since they're not doing it here in the States, they're doing it outside. So, but overall, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just, there's a lot of it's like you said, right now it's a low. It's a low. Yeah, and they're still hitting numbers. I mean, you told me that they're selling out in the main show. So I mean, it's still working. People are still buying it. But for us, who like you and me, who are hardcore wrestling fans, and people in the chat like Cat for Life, Trapio, Chad, Karoon, we all want a little bit more. We all want something.
Well, then also, like, when you're going to the live shows, you're there to see the performers more than the matches, unfortunately. I mean, that's usually what people go for now. It's like, oh, I want to get to see Cody. Okay, boom. And this and that. More than like, oh, there's such great action going on, So, like,
except for AEW.
It's the experience now that you get when you go to a WWE show. They've made it now an experience that you want to go to.
AEW, on the other hand, is to actually see like the in-ring work that they do, because that's what lives up to the hype. Their in-ring work.
Yeah, which is why now they're going to Vancouver and places they haven't gone yet, because I think they've ran the well dry on some of their areas that they went to. I
mean, if I don't know, I was watching Collision and I saw the replay last night after Raw. I was just looking at the wrestling, and I wish we could get a little bit of both combined, like a combination of both would be so good.
I have no problem with the wrestling from AEW, man. I'll say that every day.
And like I said, I don't agree with you. There's no issue with the in-ring work, but the issue, I wish they would combine a little bit, allow the WWE wrestlers to be a little bit more, I guess, dangerously taking some of these other like type of AEW type of jumps and bumps. I know that it won't ever happen because of how much money there is, and the contracts, and look at them. They barely do any.
Think about this.
They're nowhere near AEW, and look how injured they are right now. Huh?
Drew McIntyre hit him with the Future Shock DDT and blew out his tricep.
Yeah, man. You see, that's what I was going.
It's the little thing. Like, you don't think about it. It's like,
but look at CM Punk. He hung in there for a while in AEW without getting injured.
Oh no, I'm not saying that it's like I'm not saying he's broken or glass or anything. I'm just saying the freak things happen, and so why compound it by having guys sit there and leave their feet and hope that a guy can. I love Samoa Joe to death. I can't believe nobody gets hurt when he does his move where the walk away Joe. Like, I can't believe nobody's gotten hurt from that. And I get it because they know it's coming, so they land flat. Like, for instance, was it Action Andretti, or was that one of the Top Flight guys this week on Dynamite? He hits the ropes, he comes running and does the flip outside. Joe walks out, plop, He lands right on the right on the mat outside.
Oh yeah. I think it. No, I don't think it was Action Andretti.
So it's one of the top flight guys, I think,
I
right?
think it might have been one. I don't remember, but yeah, I remember that did happen. I don't remember who he was going.
I know he does it, and it's part of the moveset, but I can't believe nobody's gotten hurt just because. Oh, look! I mean, you start throwing tables and chairs in there too. You saw what happened with Dante Martin with his calf. I mean, Wheeler Yuta's suffered a concussion at some point, and he's been out for a while. Chuck Taylor ended up tearing his Achilles or something else, and then the injury didn't heal, and then they found out he has some kind of brittle bone thing to where now he probably can't wrestle again. I mean, like it's tough enough, man, to be adding more stuff onto it. Like you only have so many bumps, man. You only have so many, bro. You only have so many. And like Ospreys and guys, man, like I love them guys, man, but dude, that's taking a lot of trust in some of those guys, man. Taking a lot of trust in some of those guys to make sure they're going to be there to be safe for you. That's difficult. And I get it. AEW's got the nicer ring. They got the padding on the floor, so it's not like you're, wrestling at the brewery or something. But still, man, like, man.
Yeah,
there's that chance, man.
If you want to see like the best in ring wrestling right now in the game, I mean here in the States, I would have to say it's AEW, and that's what I would tune in. Now, if you want storylines and you want a little bit more drama, you go to WWE.
See, I think the in-ring, again, if you're going to be able to see the more athletic and free-willed stuff, my chair broke almost. I almost fell back. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see it?
No.
You didn't see me like jerk because I was like, I almost fell in my chair. Oh, sorry. I don't think that. Look, man, everybody, all the men and women are pretty solid in the ring. Now, AEW gets away with more things, and they get the freedom to do more things. And you got your Ospreys, you've got your unicorns there too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. So I think depending on what you like, what your taste is in wrestling, you have it in both places. For me, I'm more of the storytelling fan, so I like the stories. And look, right now, I was very involved until they blew up the whole, like, the one thing that does have me intrigued with the Orange Cassidy is what role Don Callis is playing in this. Like, that's the only thing, and it means nothing to me, but I want to see how they work this out. Because Orange Cassidy puts his arm around Orange Cassidy and they just walk away every time. Like at what point is it like? Where is this going? You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see how the end game to some of this stuff.
I just wish that AEW would hold off and like make their champions work a little bit less and just hold them off for their pay-per-views. That's all.
There's like 67 belts, right? You got your Ring of Honor belts.
There is.
Like here's the other thing. Like when did this happen? Did the Golden Bullet Club or whatever the hell they are, the Bang Bang Gang, whatever the hell they are, where the hell did they get the third set of titles from?
Isn't the Ring of Honor? They got the Ring of Honor.
They've got the Ring of Honor. They've got the AEW, and then they've picked up some undisputed trios tag team titles. They've got 9 belts now.
Jesus, yeah, I know, because he was holding it like in a pole or something.
Yeah, but why do you make undisputed titles when you had the AEW and the Ring of Honor? Get rid of those two and just make it undisputed then.
Get rid of all these titles, like the Ring of Honor. They need to separate that stuff, man. Like it's like having an NXT title just make its way over to Raw for no reason.
Yeah, I think I said something about this a long time ago.
You did. But again, I don't have a problem.
It means nothing. Don't worry about it. We know what we're doing over here.
Well, look, there's a difference between having one title and you're making your way over to one. But when you go, they even took it overboard. They brought in 9 titles with three guys. Like, come on,
the
man.
IWGP title being defended in the main event of AEW. It's like, I get it. He's your guy. But like, I just don't understand how
Give them all belts, bro.
it's still competition. And
As
I
a
get
matter
the
of fact,
Forbidden Door and I get all that stuff, but it's like, hey, IWGP, we're going to give you 15 minutes of our airtime that we pay for to give your title.
as a matter of fact, Sean, take down one of those belts behind you. There's too many of them in there.
No, buddy. Watch this. I move. Oh, look. X. Wait. You see it? There's the Ring of Honor back there in the back. It's covered.
Look at you. You're criticizing all these belts, and you have like 3 of them back there.
Buddy, I'm the champ.
Dang. You're part of the Bullet Club Gold too?
I'm part of Bullet Club Gold, baby.
Dang.
Guns up.
Oh, it's crazy, bro. But yeah, man, I mean, wrestling right now, it's okay. I mean, we could live and be fine not watching a show here or there. I don't think we're gonna miss out that much. But hey, man, at least the pay-per-views are coming around. We got the King of the Ring coming up next week. That should be fun. And then after that, we got Double or Nothing. So
you know what? Also, too, is they don't have to do anything for the King and Queen of the Ring.
nah, because bro,
It's in Saudi. It's Saudi Arabia. They're paid $55 million for these shows, regardless.
Not only that, but
they could throw all the NXT guys on there and be like, "Thanks for the $55 million."
well, that would be messed up. But you're gonna get the Saudi crowd go wild and stuff, so it's gonna be already entertaining just for the simple fact
Think about
that
it.
you don't get that
Mansoor
crowd.
won the Battle Royal the first year they were there because that's how he started.
And that's another thing. What's up with Braun Strowman? Like, what are they doing with his character? Like, they keep bringing him up and talking, but he's not doing anything. Like,
Yeah, see, I think they're setting him up. They're just like Braun Strowman's there, and then I think they're going to end up bringing him into that family. Man, I really do. I don't know how they're going to transform it or whatever, but
you saw Ricochet also having that interaction with Dragunov, so I don't know if they're maybe trying to spin it off that way. Later down the road, they could have a little bit again feud since he.
Yeah, I think they're going to end up turning Ricochet a little bit because he's been losing close matches, and I think you'll get a different attitude in him. I don't know that he goes heel, but I don't think he stays the baby face that he's been, where he's all happy and smiles. From all the money the Saudis stole from the world with their oil, the least we can do is give them NXT wrestlers as payback.
Karun is not.
I love it, Karun.
NXT wrestlers are not that bad.
And don't even give them the NXT wrestlers. You give them the step below. The ones that can't even make it on NXT TV yet. Have Shawn Michaels and them send them over.
That would be rough. NXT has its moments, like Trick Williams and stuff like that.
You know what you do? You do like what DX and all them used to do. When they come out, they'll be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, here's Shawn Michaels," and it's just some guy dressed up as Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
they're like, "Here's Gunther," and it's just some guy like, "Yeah, Gunther."
But you know what? Now thinking about it, NXT is also in that transition mode, just like Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, they took all their big hitters. I mean, not all the big hitters, but Trick is there still. But
that's it. I mean, and
you've taken away his challengers. You've taken away everything that was his stories for the last 6 months between Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov. You've taken away all his stories. Now he's got to start fresh.
Yeah, now he has that guy. I forgot Noah something. That guy. They're trying to make it because of Lash Legend and all that stuff. But yeah,
Noam Dar.
Yeah, that guy Noah. Noam
Dar. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Noah Dar.
Oh, okay. Noah's the Ark.
Isn't it Noah?
Noam.
Oh,
Did they bring somebody else? Now I'm going off of the group that was with Lash Legend and all them.
Wait, I thought it was NOAH. Maybe Noam Dar. Yeah, you're right. It is Noah Dar. Yeah, you're right. My fault. I don't like that group, so that's why I'm like, whatever.
Oh no, I mean, I like them just because boring. The way they did. Yeah,
I just like Lash Legend, to be honest with you. But I've liked Lash Legend for a while too. I did like the way they were setting up Blair Davenport. The little. Oh, and you know what? I do like. You know what I do like about
What do you like?
That WWE is doing. WWE is doing is, and I always relate it to the UFC because obviously they're together now. But haven't you noticed that they do kind of like a recap as to, hey, previewing the next fight. Like they did that with the King and Queen of the Ring matches. So that's similar to what they do in UFC, where they'll
Yeah.
recap how they got to that point, and then they'll duke it out. That's something that before WWE never did, and now they're
Yeah, I
doing
don't
that.
mind that until it like my problem was they used to overdo the vignettes and that like the first hour of the pay-per-view, the preview, you're watching the same vignettes you watched during Raw and SmackDown. It's like we've watched all this.
Oh,
You know what
sorry,
I'm saying? Like,
I'm cheap. I have the commercials. My bad.
what happened?
I have the commercials on Peacock, so whenever they show the like the recap, I don't watch it. I just see the commercials.
Oh no, I do too. But I'm saying, but like those are the things like I used to just it used to frustrate the hell out of me because like the thing I do like about what they do now is they're a little bit different. So the ones you see before, you don't see as the buildup of before it used to just be lazy. It was like for 6 weeks you watch the same vignette. Then you get to the pay-per-view and they play it again, right? They need to make sure you see it one more time before the main event comes out.
Maybe you
And it's
missed.
like, bro, enough. But I do like what they're doing, just everything in general, as far as the production side.
Yeah,
It's been pretty good so far.
They started it off with Drew McIntyre yesterday when he was coming out to the back. They did a pretty good job with that. And I'm not gonna hate on AEW. They did some cool stuff too. I find
Yeah,
I'm looking at
it up. They're fixing it up. They're switching it up.
I'm looking at the back.
Maybe that's because the Young Bucks are running it now. So maybe it's the Young Bucks and not Tony Khan. I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
If only AEW would have gotten their shit together, you could have had already Jack Perry versus CM Punk, and then you would be talking all AEW. I'm telling you right now, because that like every
If they
time I
knew
look at
how to handle it,
yeah,
they should have done it from the beginning when the first brawl out happened. They should have been like, you guys need to freaking suck it up, act professional, do your jobs, and go get us money out here right now. Because if you would have had the Elite against FTR and CM Punk, you could have ran it for a while, and there might not even been a Jack Perry CM Punk. If they could have been professional enough, everybody all around, I don't know, I'm throwing everybody in. I'm not giving CM Punk the bye because of whatever, anything else. But the fact that you couldn't sit there and just be like, dude, you know how much money? But then again, here goes the other thing. They don't see any of that money. They're on guaranteed deals. They don't care.
yeah, sure.
Back in the day, it mattered. I need to make money with this dude. I don't like him. I can't stand him. But we can make money together. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels fought each other in the locker room, everything else. Went out there and was professional as hell and made money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, again, guaranteed contracts, great thing, and also a bad thing because it's like basketball, NBA. You're guaranteed the money. Don't matter how many games you play, right? You're guaranteed all that money. And that's, any news on MJF? Yes, actually, hold on. I just got the news in. There is no news on MJF.
Perfect time.
I'm dead serious, man. Like, I have not even heard a mention of MJF on any of the sites. There was one where he tweeted out or something, and that was news for like a week, and then it's gone silent again. So I don't know, honestly, his girlfriend, Lisa Tout, sends out more stuff on him than anybody else, and it's not much.
Sure. You know what?
Very odd.
AEW always dropping the ball when it comes to those heavy hitters, and there's another one where they just don't know how to utilize MJF. Again, they could have signed him. They could have been using him like what they were doing with Adam Cole for a minute, where he was just wandering around because of the star power that MJF has. And I'm not gonna lie, AEW misses MJF.
Yes, they miss a lot right now. They miss a lot, bro. Like, it's when you look at that show, man, like there's just and you said the same. I think Cody's the only one where like you're tuning into a show to see Cody. Who are you tuning into AEW to see?
Well,
And
that's
I'm
the
being
same.
honest. I'm not trying to be a jackass and I'm saying the same thing with Raw. Like Raw, there's nobody else either that's like, oh, I gotta tune in to see Jey Uso's match. That's not there. It's not that. I gotta see what's going on with Jey Uso, you know. I mean, he's got some, you know, the yeet and stuff like that, but and I feel like the same right now for AEW. There's just not that like, okay, let me tune in. Like I heard the Swerve attacked all three of those guys that during their match, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so he attacked them because he said that he has to bring the old Swerve back. The Swerve that was like kind of like dark and would want ahead and be like evil and stuff like that. So he said I had to return the old Swerve back, but it didn't work out for me. I thought it sucked.
It's
Sorry, Swerve. Just keeping it real with you.
oh man, oh no, challenge it. Sorry.
Are you talking about the Florida Panther game?
Yes. They're challenging it because I told them to.
No doubt, right? Dude disappeared like Roaring Kitty until. Yes.
Oh, I don't know if we're gonna get this one, but all right. So what else? You got anything else you want to talk about, man? Those are kind of like the three areas I saw. Because again, I don't want to sit here and break down Raw and SmackDown and Dynamite because to me, they're just not great matches on them all. I mean, there's certain things that happen on each of them, but to sit there and be like, oh, that match, yeah, let me break that, dude. I put myself to sleep.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel the same way, man. Well, hopefully next week we'll have a little bit more to talk about. We have tomorrow we have Monet and Willow signing the contract. Monet threw out the baseball over the weekend at the Red Sox game. Nothing special out there though.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I'm waiting to see how that transpires because here, listen to this. Now, if Mercedes Moné's not losing her debut, right?
Hope not.
So she's going to win the TBS title.
Again, like everybody you just signed,
You've got everybody on. I mean, like, and who's going to beat them? Like right now, like who beats Okada right now? Who beats Ospreay right now? Who beats Monet right now? Like you're putting titles on. You're putting yourself in a corner to me that you don't want to be because the only two people that are beatable are your heavyweight champion and your women's champion. And Toni Storm has proven to be unbeatable, but it's very interesting.
I mean, the EVP.
And again, maybe they play it out and it looks totally different. I'm looking at it going, no way Roderick Strong beats Will Ospreay. Not the role that he's on. And there's no way in her debut match that you can have Mercedes Moné lose. Like, unless you pull some big swerve with like Stokely and Willow going full heel or somehow. And it turns into something to where, you know, Mercedes Moné. But I feel like Mercedes is the one that's going to turn heel. I feel like she's a better heel than a babyface. My own personal flavor.
I don't see her turning heel anytime soon.
She kind of is, though, right? When you walk out and you're like, CEO.
I just think that's her thing. It doesn't mean that she's a...
Yeah, but if you're calling yourself the CEO, what is she the CEO of? She's not even the champion.
Like, money, bro. She's the CEO because she got a lot of money.
Kenny Omega beats Ospreay. Kenny Omega's got to beat diverticulitis first.
He does. Why you bring that guy and he hasn't cleared? So dumb.
He's cleared. He's got to be cleared, bro.
Are you gonna?
There's no way.
How it got? See, what they should have done is not put in Eddie Kingston in there, and they should have put in Kenny Omega, and then just left it like a surprise, and then he makes his debut at Double or Nothing, and there you go. Welcome back, Kenny Omega, because he cleared it, and he's part of the group.
Yeah, I think they should have just added one more person, and maybe left Daniel Bryan out and brought Kingston in. Because
Eh,
look, you got Kenny Omega, FTR, and Eddie Kingston. I think that's better than Daniel Bryan, Kenny Omega, and
and then what is this? Like the fourth time we see the EVPs versus FTR? Like, come on, man. Gotta be better. There gotta be more champs than just these two groups.
yeah, but who else? Who else are you going to put in there? Like this is the problem where, to me, AEW trying to put 13 matches on every Dynamite
Yeah.
in 2 hours. You're using up everybody. Like you can't have these guys be, jobbers this week and then 2 weeks later expect me to think like when they jumped Swerve, I'm like, what the why are we trying to make them relevant now? Like these guys just lost 5 weeks in a row. And now they're jumping their former leader because of Christian Cage?
I mean, look at Christian Cage. What happened to him before he challenged Swerve? Didn't he lose too? And now he's challenging for a belt. Get out of here, bro.
That ranking system is the biggest scam ever. Let me tell you that now.
Like Bellator.
Oh my God.
Right. It's terrible.
It's just crazy. All right. Tell them how they can get a hold of you, man. And you got a show tomorrow night or?
Yeah, we actually got the show tomorrow. Frankie Fresco. You can find me on all social media platforms under the Frankie Fresco on YouTube, and then Fresco Music at all social media platforms. And tomorrow we will be on 8 o'clock. Me and my brother DiTrapio. We're gonna be talking about that Miami Dolphins schedule that should be coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which should be good. Speaking about the Dolphins, we'll probably kick off the show with that. Maybe even before NXT, because of the simple fact of the how extensive this is gonna be when it comes to Dolphins talk. I mean, we're gonna go in, guys. We're gonna go in. We're gonna see how it is. If we're gonna talk about how the schedule doesn't look favorable for us already to begin with, because you're giving the Buffalo Bills a home game in Miami early in the season, but instead of having to play them in the sun, you're playing them at nighttime. Like, what advantage are you giving us? That's when Miami. Sorry, I'm giving it away. Tune in
Yeah, but
tomorrow.
they're the home team on a week. They'll play Sunday and Thursday. So Buffalo, it's not.
Yeah, they have a short week, but remember the kryptonite for teams who come to Miami early in the season is the sun. They don't have to deal with the sun. It's gonna be nighttime.
But by then it's still going to be like 95 degrees at night. Dude, it's almost like 112 degrees out there right now.
No, yeah, but it's not going to be an advantage for the Dolphins because it's both of them are going to be in the same type of weather. You're not going to have the sun hitting them directly like we usually tend to do because of a stadium. So it's a disadvantage. It's not. We're not using
the Dolphins already. The NFL schedulers are.
We're not the NFL kind of screwed us over for that first game, that second week, because we can't take advantage of the sun hitting their faces, and then obviously the Buffalo Bills dropping dead out there and acting like if they can't breathe and stuff. So that's one of the issues. And then not only that, but you also give the Buffalo Bills fans this whole 4-day weekend, bro. You don't know how many damn Bills Mafia is going to come all the way down here just to see this game. Like, if they would have at least put it on Monday, they would have to probably miss work Monday and Tuesday. But now, like, they could just, take Friday off and enjoy Thursday, and then they'll stay over the weekend. They'll stay Saturday and Sunday. So it's like, we got to deal with Bills Mafia for 4 days. Get out of here, bro. What is the NFL doing to us, man? Already trying to screw us over. Disgusting.
Sometimes the cup is half full, not half empty. Just saying.
I know. I'm just calling it as it is. It's the truth, man. Exactly, Karoon. Exactly, Karoon. Exactly. Why? Because it's at nighttime instead of it being in daytime. So.
Oh my goodness. You can follow me at Sean_Stanley11 at Stanley Media House on YouTube. Please go hit the subscribe, like button. Content will hopefully start going up this week. I'm trying to get a actually workflow that works between work balance with family and everything else. So hopefully I've got it kind of figured out. DiTrapio, 100%, sir. 100%. And Tua, we trust.
There's more players.
I mean, it's not Dom's poll like for you guys, but hey, you know what I'm saying?
You know, there's more players in the Dolphins than just Tua Tagovailoa. You guys know that, right?
I do know
Saying.
that. There's a
So,
bunch of Jalen's. There's like 5 Jalen's.
so for us to just keep on mentioning Tua this, Tua that, Tua this, Tua that. How about we take a look at our defense, see how they're gonna handle this whole new defense. We might suck at the beginning. Then what? Then what's gonna happen? What about our offense?
I don't know about that, but make sure you check out Frankie and his brother tomorrow. Let me talk to you.
We're gonna talk
But
about that.
today, it is Tua's day, and it's a Squared Circle Digest.
All right, sir.
And you can follow Stanley Media House on YouTube, Frankie Fresco on YouTube. Please, notifications, like, subscribes, follow us on social media at Sean_Stanley11 for me everywhere. Fresco Music for Mr. Frankie Fresco. Anything before I hit the button?
Yeah, man. If any of you guys run into Rhea, because I keep saying Rita, if anybody of you guys run into Rhea Ripley, please do not forget to also ask Buddy Matthews for a photograph.
Yeah, at least talk to him. I mean, say, hey, you're that guy that stands on the ring at AEW.
Don't just take a photo with Rhea and then leave Buddy Matthews in the
crazy.
background. And then
flowers too, like.
And then, yeah, he had flowers. And then on top of that, there was a person who cut him off and chopped him out. It looked really bad. The picture looked great without him. It sucked, but it's true that you know how on the Androids you could actually crop that out now? Yeah. They cropped them out, man. It looked really good. But man, it felt bad. I felt bad for Buddy Matthews. Just kind of like laying in the back. Nobody cares about him. Damn, sucks for him.
It's crazy, man. You know what I heard? I heard Buddy Matthews had to say to you.
What? The one from Paul Heyman?